Hello, and welcome to the Disney Dunces. Using your touch-tone keypad, please enter the first 3 letters of the movie title you would like to see. You've selected
Star Wars Visions.
If this is correct, please press 1 now.
Hello and welcome to Disney Dunces, the only Disney podcast presented by self-proclaimed non-experts. I'm dunce number 1, but you can just call me Richard.
And I'm Craig Stu, and I'm dunce number 2.
And I'm the third one, and may the 20th be with you. I think. Is that when this one comes out?
Yes, it actually is May 20th that it comes out.
Perfect.
Thank
Hey
God.
guys, well, it's the Star Wars special. Every year it comes and you're all so excited. And we made it right on time.
I'm wondering if we ever actually released an episode on May 4th. Like, I don't...
Was that ever the plan? Did we ever do that on purpose?
I don't know if we've ever released them on May 4th, but we certainly got closer to May 4th for our Star Wars episodes than the 20th.
That is very true. We usually try to time it.
Even from a Star Wars fan, it's a bullshit holiday, so it's like, who cares? You know? They're like, oh, it's May the 4th, Star Wars Day, because it sounds like May the 4th. But maybe they could have made Star Wars Day, I don't know, like the day Star Wars came out or something like that. Would have been...
Do you think
but
that...
that's when the new stuff comes out. And
like,
that's usually the point that matters more.
Yeah,
than
like
anything.
I feel that this holiday is more for the normies and not really the Star Wars fans, or at least the hardcore Star Wars fans.
I guess.
Because like I at work, a lot of people bring up May the 4th, and it's like old ladies and stuff like that.
Because they probably hear it on the news.
Yeah, that's why it's a holiday for normies. They're the ones who get excited about May the 4th and say the thing. Have you ever said May the 4th be with you, Craig?
Like the first time that they came up with this whole thing, which was not that long ago.
But now it's just feeling old and tacky, right?
Yeah, it lost its luster after a couple years.
Did they have too many of them?
Too many.
Should they just stop? Should we take it off the calendar? Just the day itself, May the 4th, should just stop existing. Should we skip right to the 5th? The Cinco de Mayo, some might call it.
It should kind of be like a leap year in which you can have May the 4th every 4 years.
Every 4 years.
Yeah, which that's when you give all the Star Wars stuff. Like,
they should just get rid of it because I feel like it's taking over Cinco de Mayo. I had people, at work, I heard people come in, they say, hey, happy May the 4th. Nobody came in saying happy May the 5th.
We have to say, Craig works in a comic book shop.
I know, it's true.
I feel that's very important to the narrative.
It's taken away from Cinco de Mayo. From the comic
Craig,
stores.
let's say if you work today, Taco Bell, for example, let's see how many May the 4ths you get compared to Cinco de Mayos, huh, bud?
That might be racist or something to say Cinco de Mayo's at Taco Bell, because it's Taco Bell. It's not really a Mexican...
Taco Bell themselves are putting deals on the app for Cinco de Mayo.
All right, then you're allowed to. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Speaking of racism, can we talk about something?
Is it Star Wars related?
No, but it's more so like... Sure. Yeah.
Is it Rich putting on blackface?
No, it's not me putting on blackface.
Wouldn't be the first
because a podcaster or a few ago, I said the word gypped, and I wanted to...
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. I at Lynn's physical therapist... She herself,
other racist people saying the thing isn't going to make it okay.
No, this is important because the physical therapist said the word gypped. She said, I felt gypped, but wait, we're not supposed to use that word. She acknowledges that she's not supposed to say the word, but she says the word anyway.
Okay.
Is that just as bad as me casually
Yes, it's
using
still
it?
bad. It's both bad. There's
Is
no
it
one
just
or
as
the other.
bad, though?
It's just bad. It's just bad. It's bad. It's a bad thing to do. It's just bad.
So you agree that even someone saying it and acknowledging that they shouldn't say it is as
it's the
bad?
equivalent is I'm not racist, but and then saying the most racist fucking thing imaginable. There's no. What do you mean? It's just bad.
Well,
There's no.
I mean, and maybe it
levels
really
of badness.
depends. I think really depends the context. Maybe if they said, "I'm trying to think of another word," and then they couldn't think of another word or something, and
Cheated.
Okay, but maybe you couldn't think of a word.
It's not that complicated. It's not that hard.
Maybe at that moment in time you couldn't think of a word, and you just
scammed.
Ripped off.
Ripped off.
It even rhymes with
I'm
it a
only
little
giving
bit.
the benefit of the doubt to somebody.
There's no benefit of doubt in situations like this. Especially if you know the word shouldn't be used and you continue to use the word, it's a problem. There's no levels of badness to it. It's just not good to do.
I just wanted to feel validated because I was told that I was worse than the physical therapist.
No, you're both bad.
Thank you. I just don't want to be the worst.
I don't know how that would make you worse.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you said it if Rich said it in
the only person
anger,
who is okay is not realizing what the word is, but as soon as you hear what the word is and the origin of the word, and you continue to use the word, then you're just in the wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when a word like there's so many other words at work. They're so similar to that word. It's not hard to.
It's kind of like there.
that.
Did you see that person? There's a woman, an older lady on the news, and I'll be honest, I also didn't realize what this meant. There was an older lady on the news who was referring. I think. I don't know if she was talking about Snoop Dogg or whatever, but she said the whole thing. I'm only going to say a piece of it. She said the whole thing. She said "faux shizzle."
Okay.
And she said, like I said, the whole thing. I had no idea that the whole thing, what it actually meant.
I have no idea what he's referring to. Do you know what he's
Faux
referring
shizzle
to?
my nizzle?
You
For
just said
shizzle
it.
my nizzle?
Yeah, that's supposed to be for sure my N-word.
My Negro.
Yeah.
My ninja. For shizzle my nizzle?
So Rich just said it, apparently, and I don't know if you're supposed to. You can't say that.
I don't think that's bad.
But she got
not
like
a
let go.
dictionary.
I think that's so separated from the word itself, and not only that, it's not a derogative sense at all. My nizzle is not derogatory in any stretch of the imagination.
I didn't
No,
even know
I
that's what it meant. And apparently, then obviously this woman didn't know that either.
Yeah,
I'm
gonna give this woman the nizzle pass, and I'm gonna hand one to you too, Craig.
Okay.
Here you go. Use it sparingly.
Are you
Don't
allowed to give
abuse
them?
this?
Are you?
Okay,
I'm gonna give
Craig-
it to her. I'm gonna give it to you.
Are you allowed to hand out the passes?
Craig, dictionary.com is handing out the pass by saying that faux shizzle my nizzle means for sure, my friend. So, if dictionary.com says that's what it
She
means.
got like fired or something, but I don't know. It may have at this point. It was a while ago, so it's possible she got back her job back.
Wait, she got fired?
Did she really?
Yeah, but like I said, it's possible at this point, because a lot of people are probably like, "This is stupid. Why would you lose your job
that's
over
stupid.
this?" Especially an older woman
that's not,
who has no idea what she's
yeah.
talking about.
I think that's fine. I think everyone gets the nizzle pass.
She liked Snoop Dogg. It was a Snoop Dogg
Yeah.
thing to say.
That's a Snoop thing. Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Because how could you dislike him? Like he's a character. He's a good guy.
He is. He makes me smile.
He's got a great personality.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about Star Wars or do we want to talk about Craig's big Disney Dunces fan meetup?
Yeah, we can spare 5 seconds maybe to discuss that.
Craig, you went to Disneyland for the first annual. Is it annual?
Biannual?
The first
How
ever.
often?
First and only.
Oh,
Oh, first and only Disney Dunces fan meetup. Craig, how many people did you kiss?
How many people did I kiss?
yeah. How many
Yes.
people did you kiss?
Are we supposed to kiss people?
Why else would you have a fan meetup if you're not going to kiss them?
I saw Craig's lips getting really close to the Abu plushie, So
Okay.
I'm going to say that, like, a kiss, does that actually need to have contact? Because you can blow someone a kiss.
You can blow someone a kiss, but I'm not going to say that counts as a kiss.
Okay. Craig, blowing kisses doesn't count.
They're nobody. They're not a kiss.
Not
How
a
many-
single kiss.
How many fans did you see? How many people were there at the Disneyland? Lots of people at
how many of them?
Disneyland?
How many of them acknowledged that they were fans? I think is important. He could have seen countless fans, but he wouldn't know until they, tell him. You can't assume Craig is one.
Craig, I just want to know
I
how
don't
many
want to
people
fall
showed
into
up.
this hole that this is digging for me right now.
What
Wait,
do you
what?
mean? What am I digging?
Yeah, I don't know. He asked
He
you a
wanted
simple
me to
question.
post the picture of the Abu plush.
Okay.
Greg, we're already past that. We're trying to figure out how many people were at Disneyland for the meetup.
He wanted me to post the Abu plush and say, had a great time at the fan meetup with Abu.
Yeah.
Now wait, were you supposed to say Abu, or were you supposed
With our
to
number one fan.
say the number one?
That's what he wanted me to post. And I said, I don't know about that.
I don't know about that one.
But now we're
Oh,
talking about it anyway, so what's the freaking difference?
Craig's the one who, well, I don't know.
Well, no, you
the
definitely
thing
brought
is,
it up. Well, you
I
tried
think,
to get him
I
to
think
say it.
Costco was in surgery when I wanted to post that. So
He was,
I,
yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, so I think that, what would you have said? Would you have put your foot down if Craig took
No,
the
I think
picture?
at this point it was talked enough on the show that everyone gets the reference.
Yeah,
and we had
yeah.
acknowledgement from the artist himself, which I believe we also talked about on the show, so I think it would have been fine.
Yeah, see, Craig, it would have been fine. Now, if he actually said it was fine, would you have posted it?
I guess.
Okay.
Although,
think it's
out of
fine.
context, so you never know. Misconstrued.
I can tell you, no one is looking at the tweet out of context, Greg.
Oh,
Not a single person.
so you
I
kissed
was
no one.
surprised to see an Abu plush anyway. It's not like there's like no Aladdin anything. There were two Abu, different types of Abu plushes. There was like a larger one, and then they had a bunch of these like little like shoulder plush that were fucking expensive. They were like $25 something for this little tiny plush that you stick on your shoulder. And they had like Abu, they had I think Sebastian.
I don't blame them because the smaller
other
Abu
character.
plushie was better than the bigger one.
But
in my
they were
opinion,
literally
at
meant
least.
to you. I don't know if you peel something or it's Velcro or whatever, but they're supposed to like attach to your shoulder. And I saw a couple
sounds
people
cute.
walking around with them, but you have to walk around with a thing on your shoulder.
I would have loved one.
Oh, do they have the little cup from Beauty and the Beast?
Chip? Oh, like a chip on your shoulder?
That's the
No.
one.
Wow, you could work for Disney. That's good. That's good.
Oh,
That's
they're
good.
hiring.
What
That's a
else
missed-
did you see
That's
there?
a missed opportunity.
Yeah, right.
Big time missed opportunity. We did Star Wars, of course. Star Wars Galaxy.
Did you make a
Edge.
lightsaber?
I did make a lightsaber. It's in closet right now, but I did make.
How much did that set you back?
That was $220 plus tax, and then 17 to ship it home.
At least they shipped it home.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
you could take it on the plane if you want, but like that's
No, you can't have
Okay.
weapons on the plane.
no, they let
That's
you,
not a
it's
weapon.
not a weapon,
That's
and they also
that's
do
a
let you.
religious artifact or something. You can
They
get away
do
with
let
that
you
one, I
take
bet.
them on the plane. Obviously, they're very aware of Disney and like California and Florida planes. I'm sure are very aware of that. They wouldn't be the first.
They probably check it for bombs first, but I'm sure they're just like, yeah, go fucking nerd.
Yeah, but I didn't want to break it, so I just threw it in a. I just had them ship it.
That's fair.
Like $17 isn't awful.
Especially when you're talking about a $200
already
item.
200 spent.
Yeah.
Exactly. It was already. It was.
How many?
It's way
many-
overpriced for what you get, but I mean, and it's definitely not as nice as like the actual sabers you can get for the characters. Like the quality didn't look as good.
Did you
But
get
it's
multiple
heavy
Kyber
ores.
crystals there, or
What?
the Kyber crystals, or whatever the hell? You get multiple?
I didn't know you could get multiple, so I just got the one.
Oh, what color you got?
I got it red.
Red. Oh,
So
okay.
you had the
Okay.
option, right? So they gave you 4 options to choose from, like to build your hilt, and they each kind of have a similar theme going on. So I picked the one that one I liked, and it definitely was like a Sith black. It had like fucking spikes coming out of the top, like it was cool. And I'm like, I gotta go with that one. But I'm like, I can't have like a blue lightsaber coming out of this thing. Like, I gotta go with red. But,
Did people look at you weird when you chose to go to the dark side?
No.
Oh, okay. Like I thought that they might,
They definitely did not
be in
have
character.
the most they do put on like a little show, where when you're building the lightsaber, it's everybody's kind of in character, but they
Were you in character?
I was not in character. I'm standing there with my Sonic the Hedgehog backpack. I'm not in character.
Okay.
Sounds like you might have been in character.
I was just me.
He was at least a character.
He was definitely dressed for the occasion. I'll give him that.
But what was I gonna say now? I lost my train of thought. But like they definitely did not have it wasn't written very well for anyone to have Sith, because at the very end he says something, and join all the Jedi who came before you. But when there's a Sith person, he goes, and the Jedi and Sith that came before you is what he says. And I was just kind of like, because he says Jedi and then kind of pauses for a second and like looks at me and he goes, and Sith.
Sith.
And I'm like, I'm just hanging out with a bunch of Jedis. This makes no fucking sense, but okay.
No, it's okay. Maybe you're trying to purify the
Also,
crystal. You don't know.
the era, like the era that whole area is supposed to be like sequel trilogy era stuff, like, which I mean, it's also obviously all Disney, which is, I mean, it's fine, but at the same time, it's like I love the Clone Wars era, or even like the classic era stuff. It'd be cool if like things kind of looked more like that. I don't know. That's what it is. It was fun. Rise of the Resistance was that ride was incredible.
What was the highlight of the trip?
I think the highlight of the trip was probably me and friend who I can't say name, going to Hollywood.
He appreciates that.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. Going to Hollywood Boulevard, and there was a lot of homeless, and there was some guy screaming about homosexuals.
To you two?
What? Not
To
at
you
us.
guys?
No, just in general. He was just
No,
screaming.
to Bono, he meant. Bono of U2. Is he there?
Oh. No, he was. I mean, it probably had a Walk of Fame thing. I wouldn't be surprised.
But he may have. So it may have actually been to U2. Okay.
Well, I was more so wondering what the highlight of Disneyland was, not the trip in general.
Well, you said the trip.
You did say the
Sorry.
trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, the friend wanted.
Sorry, the meetup. What was your favorite part about the meetup, the highlight of it?
We got the bananas.
What bananas?
Because it was Abu. What, I don't know what you're talking about. What is he else gonna eat?
Oh.
Well, they eat actual food, Craig. They can't live off of bananas alone.
And
Also, I
pineapple.
think
We had pineapple ice
see
cream.
Abu, he just eats the Dole Whip.
Yeah, I tried a little bit of it actually. My mother swears by that stuff, and it was all right. I just tried my brother's.
I feel like the flavors are different between Disneyland and Disney World.
That's a problem.
Because
I'm not into like the fruity like drinks and stuff or ice creams, like any of that kind of stuff. And I've never been into it, so it's just not my thing.
Okay. Because
I did have a corn
Disneyland,
dog. I had fucking good corn dog.
Where was that?
Was it shaped like Oofy or something? Or
No, it was just a corn. There. Oh my god! So in Disney, so it's Disneyland and California Adventure, right? In Disneyland, there was a corn dog vendor, and I kid you not, the fucking line was like, it must have been a half an hour just to get a corn dog, and I was just like, I'm not waiting for a corn dog. We went to California Adventure, and there was just a place where you could get them, like a not just like a small vendor, but like a building.
What do they have at California Adventure? Because I know that that's like stuff that you won't see at Disney World. right?
I loved the Disneyland park because it was mostly the same stuff as Disney World, I guess. Just
But
smaller,
smaller, right?
Just smaller, yeah. Obviously, World is much better. If you ever have to choose between one or the other, just go to World. Reason to go to Land. If you're there, it is what you go there. But it was good. I loved it. I thought Disneyland was great. Disneyland Park, which is basically just the Magic Kingdom. California Adventure, it was good, but like, I don't think it's much. The parks in Disney World are much better. Like, I would say it's probably the weakest park.
What was wrong
overall.
with it?
Maybe Animal Kingdom's still kind of weaker. Animal Kingdom's not. But they've added a lot of new stuff since I last was at Animal Kingdoms.
But what was wrong about California Adventure?
The Marvel area I thought was really weak. Like, really, really weak.
What did it have?
It was just 2 rides. Which I didn't do because I don't do the Guardian. There's the Guardians of the Galaxy ride, which is literally just Tower of Terror, but reskinned to be Guardians of the Galaxy. I won't do that ride because of the drop. I hate drops, so I won't do that. But the other ride was Spider-Man, and it was like a 3D ride where you put on like glasses, and you use your hands to thwip. Like, you literally just like throw your hands up, and you're doing
Thwip. Is that like an actual term?
No, you said thwip.
Thwip.
Thwip is the term. Thwip is the term.
Like, you thwip. Yeah, the thwipping.
You thwip.
Is that a real term?
It's an
or is that a
onomatopoeia.
Spider-Man
It's a monopoeia. Yeah, Richard.
From
Have you never seen a
Spider-Man.
comic book in your fucking life, my dude?
No, the only comic books
All right.
I've seen
All
are the
right.
ones on Craig's wall.
All right. Well, next time you ask Craig about fucking comic book shit, how about you fucking prepare for the answer, bud?
Okay.
You gotta thwip.
Okay.
Me? Wait, me or
Yes,
Craig?
you. No, Craig was well prepared with thwip. You're sitting there questioning the man like thwip was wrong. Like, there's something wrong with thwip, Richard. Please.
I just didn't know.
him. Respect him. This is his universe. Respect him, Richard.
Like, the thing is, when I hear a weird term, I gotta question it. Like, the other day at work,
Okay,
someone
I'm
was...
done. I'm going to shut you down right
Okay.
now. We're not about your experience. We're about Craig's experience in the park.
Okay.
Okay? Okay?
Craig, how is the corn dog? Tell us more.
It was good. I don't know what else do you want to
He
know about
already
the
said it
corn
was good. It was well worth waiting 30 minutes in line
dog. Oh,
for.
I know.
Craig,
I
I'm
didn't wait for that one. It was just walk right up. It was great.
No, but you got a different corn dog, and it was well worth 30 minutes. You understood at that point.
Oh, okay. No, it wasn't worth
Okay.
30 minutes. No food is worth that long unless you're sitting down. It's a restaurant. It's part of the experience.
Did you get ears?
I only get my corn dogs at the fanciest of restaurants. It's true.
So yeah, you literally throw your hands on a screen and it reads your motion, and you shoot webs at like spider drone bots that are gone out of control. And Tom Holland is there.
Did you kiss him? Oh wait, you didn't kiss anyone.
No.
Fuck, sorry. Whenever Tom Holland is there, I just have to ask.
He's kissable.
Kissable, yeah. All right. Now, do you mind if I just ask you one more question? And we like put a cap on the park talk. If that's okay with you.
We got to talk about the thing.
Was there how many kidnappings did you witness while you were at the park?
How many kidnappings?
I assume like how many kidnappings? Like, I assume there's just a lot in the Star Wars area specifically. Because I'm watching these shorts and fucking maybe more than half of them is about people fucking kidnapping children on both sides, the Sith and the Jedi. It's all they fucking do, which I didn't know was so integral to the fucking Star Wars lore until I embarked on Visions Volume 2. So
I think
please.
if you hang out in Galaxy's Edge enough, you might be kidnapped by a couple
You might get
stormtroopers. Yeah,
Okay.
like a child might be actually kidnapped, and
Good.
yeah.
Good. All right. So it's true. They're
I
true
think
to
that
the
might
original
happen.
source material.
They give
Okay.
them,
Okay.
but then they have
to.
to fight back, and they get a lightsaber probably or something.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh,
That's
like
just my guess.
$200 just right here, kid. Just
They just hand them $200.
say it about. You should just stood there. Are you kidding me? Just look very small and stand there next time. Save yourself a buck.
In the morning because we got there like first thing in the morning, and we went right to Rise of Resistance, and they're really smart because they know everybody's heading right to.
This better end with a kidnapping, Richard. I swear to God.
They're really smart, so they have everybody head because they know everyone's heading right to that ride. So they have people like entertaining the line, and of course, so we saw some stormtroopers walk by, and they just start interacting with us. I don't think those stormtroopers can just talk, though. I think those stormtroopers have like preset like recordings, because the two of them were interacting with each other, and I tried interacting with them. Like I tried doing like the Jedi mind trick. I'm like, I got nothing. Between that
They
and
probably
Megatron
can.
at Universal Studios, who didn't roast me, who definitely just talks, by the way. I mean, if you've seen videos of Megatron at Universal Studios,
Yeah.
dude was roasting everybody. He's great. And I go up there, I just came from Super Mario wearing fucking Sonic the Hedgehog gear, and he says nothing. I got nothing. He had
He took
everything.
one look and said, "Life has already roasted this man enough. I'm
Guess
just gonna
so.
stay quiet."
He had nothing for me. I was very upset. I'm like, I got to take a picture with Megatron so I can get roasted. I thought it'd be funny. And he had nothing. He just goes, that's it?
Wait, how is Mario Land?
Mario was great, but this is a Disney podcast.
Irrelevant.
Irrelevant. I want to
Richard.
hear it though.
You can fucking talk to the man after the show.
Yeah, you don't have to just disappear like you do every week.
Yeah, Richard. Fucking have a conversation with your friend. He's looking at his fucking phone going, "Oh my, how much longer we have to be here? I have to make sure I run away in time." Talk to your friend after the fucking show, Richard.
I have to cook dinner after the show.
We have fucking like 9 animated shorts to get through, Richard.
Okay, well, you want me to talk about these animated shorts? Because I have nothing good to say about any of them except for the second one. And
I
maybe
love
another
mine.
one.
They were so
also,
good.
hold on. Also, like, have you ever look and listen to the show? When have I had anything good to say about a movie? We still talk about it, my dude. We want opinions. We want you to share your opinions. The fact that you have such a diverse opinion on all these, because I'm sure fucking Craig loved them. I fucking enjoyed them.
They were great.
I
Every
would
single
love
one of
to
them.
hear.
This
Every
was so
one of them
much better
good.
than the first season. Much better. I liked the first season, but I thought overall this had the story. They actually had some real stories in this one, and like, you know, it was great.
There was a rabbit girl in the other one.
I
so-
like the Rabbit Girl a lot.
Yeah, the rabbit girl one was.
That was one of my favorites from the first one.
I couldn't even bring myself to pay attention to it. That's how.
Okay, so how is that different than any
of
other
these
week,
were.
my dude? What do you say?
I'm just telling it like it is.
You can't bring yourself to pay attention to your quote unquote favoriteest movie of all time, is Pee-wee's Big Adventure, because fucking once the breakfast machine is done, you're fucking through with that fucking film.
You know, I was actually thinking about it the other day, and I think my favorite movie is now The Muppets.
Okay.
Pinocchio and Pee-wee's Big Adventure are close second.
Okay, we're gonna
the
stop talking
live-action
about
Pinocchio.
all of that now, and we're gonna talk solely about the first short, Sith. Take it away, Richard.
I couldn't even tell what was happening. The art style looked nice. There was a lady who liked to do things. I think she liked to paint, which it looked cool, but the story was terrible. I don't even know what was happening, and I feel like with a lot of these shorts in general, there was a theme about people going over to the dark side, and I want more fun adventures in Star Wars land.
So I can probably, if I was watching this alone, I probably would have been with you. With I don't really know what's going on, but I watched with someone, and now I'm just like this well of Star Wars knowledge. So please, any questions, Richard? I can
With Craig?
field them. Craig, I don't need his help on this one. I am the expert now.
I mean,
So please, Richard, what do you have? What can I answer for you?
what was the major plot in this
The
aside
major
from her
plot.
making a
Okay,
painting?
so you have this woman, right? And it's like everything she touches with her actual hand is just getting the life sucked out of it. Okay, all the color is just disappearing. Okay, because as it turns out, this woman was a Sith apprentice, Richard. Okay, and when you see when she's leaving and investigating what's been going on, you see a Sith man come out with his little buddies, and they're all like, "We're gonna kill her." Because what happens, Richard, is when you're a Sith apprentice, you're either killed by the new Sith apprentice and they take your place, or you killed that Sith Lord, and then you are now a Sithman. Okay, and that was his plan, was to hunt her down and have her kill him, which, as you saw at the end of the short, is exactly what happened. So he was thrilled to die, and she's all like, oh fuck, I want to escape this, oh fuck, but then she's like, wait a minute, I'm the captain now. I do whatever the fuck I want. And that's what she do. She do whatever the fuck she want.
I thought the bad guy and his buddies looked really cool.
They did look really cool.
like-
Everything in the short looked really cool. The art style was so fucking striking.
I didn't really, at the beginning, I was a little thrown off because it was just, I thought it was a little hard to look at because it was so bright white.
It was a lot of white.
But then it kind of finally when more color got added to everything, I enjoyed it more. But I didn't love this. I thought it was one of the weaker ones. Not bad, but just like, because there wasn't as much like a story. It was very simple.
No, I'll throw you right in. It happened, then it disappeared.
Yeah. And it was good though. I mean, and like I said, I think these had one of the coolest designs in it though. Were the bad guys? Those guys, I was like, yo, bring out the toys, but we still need the toys from season 1. So bring out the.
Yeah,
I need the fucking
a lot.
samurai from season 1. I need a fucking action figure of him, and I don't know what the Hasbro's doing. So, but
They
anyway.
just kind of like let these exist and didn't do anything with them.
Were there even words spoken
There's a
in
comic
this first
for,
one?
the samurai one.
Yes, there were. Yes, absolutely.
Did you say were there words spoken in this one?
He did. He did
Yeah.
ask. Yes.
I thought maybe it was going to be like an artsy one, and there were no words.
No, she spoke several times to her robot friend.
Did you
then
just
she spoke
turn it
to her-
off? Is that why
her
you don't know
master.
that words were spoken, or did you mute it?
I don't know. This one just didn't captivate me like the second one did. The second one was my favorite.
Screecher's Reach was pretty ballin'.
Yes, so
Yeah,
that was the
yeah.
one with with the witch and the
Yeah, the
kids.
kids go exploring, and then the one kid has to go find the witch, or accidentally stumbles upon the witch and has to kill the witch.
Well,
and then-
she says she convinces her friends that she has to go to Screecher's Reach because there's murmurs of a ghost, and she has this talisman or whatever, and she's like speaking to it. It's going like, "Oh, you're gonna give me the strength I need," and it's like it kind of comes off as this like coming of age story. Until they, her and her gang of merry men go to Screech's Reach and they make it to the cave, and there's a quote unquote ghost in there.
but
And
it's a
just one-
Sithman.
It is a Sithman.
And she kills the
It's a
Sithman by
scary-looking
dropping a
Sithman.
boulder on him.
It's a scary looking Sithman. And yeah, she pushes a rock onto her, but that doesn't kill her. That just knocks her down and gets the lightsaber out of her.
and then
her
she
reach.
kills her with
It's-
the lightsaber.
Yeah, because she's like sitting there screaming, and then she's screaming the cave, the whole cave is gonna collapse on itself. So she kills him. Oh, her. It's a woman.
I was really worried that, like, at the end of this, she kills the thing, and then, like, a space alien comes down from the heavens to abduct her to, like, give her a better life. And I was really worried that she was going to stay with her friends.
You were worried?
You're worried.
You're worried
Yeah, because-
Worried.
See, this is what was so good about this episode is because they showed in such a short period of time. By the way, they showed how much these characters care about each other and how they help each other out. And they're like a family. They're like a family, even though they're just what I imagine are orphans or whatever.
Kids.
They work.
I thought they were like slavers
or slaves or
children.
some slave children of some sort. But they're like a family, and they all like care about each other. And then this girl, ends up, even though they she ends up leaving them. But even after what the guy said to her, like initially, he basically said to her, if you have an opportunity to leave, take it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
her opportunity was with the bad guys.
It was become a Sith. Oh,
Yeah.
it's so good though. It is
And-
so fucking good.
And that's what I like. These shorts at least give opportunities for bad endings, in which I want to see more bad endings like this.
This was a good
It
ending.
wasn't a bad ending. It was a
wasn't a
Well,
bad ending at
I
all.
mean bad ending
But
in
see,
which,
this is
like,
to
someone
me-
joining the dark side.
Yeah, but to me, this
That's a bad ending.
This could be a great ending, and then you see a continuation to it. I would have loved to see the continuation to this, and then eventually maybe we see those characters again or whatever, and like
No, that would be awful. You just got to leave it at her following the Sith. Boom. I like it.
That's what happened, though. This is what happened.
Yeah, and that's why, like,
I'm saying I
this was
enjoyed
the
it so
perfect
much. I want to
ending.
see it more. I want to see what happens next.
No, Craig, this is the
hold on, wait.
problem. This is
That's not the
why
problem.
Star
Wait,
Wars
hold on.
has such an issue, is because Disney wants to tell more of a story that doesn't need more of a story. This is perfect as is. Casca?
I think you're just realizing what makes an ending a good ending is you leave them wanting more. And that's exactly what Craig has experienced.
Yeah, and when I say bad ending, I mean it's not a favorable ending for the character.
It is a favorable ending for the character. She gets to be not a slave for anymore. She went there with the intent of leaving. Like, I think that was like my favorite part was the reveal of that stupid talisman she was like holding onto for quote unquote good luck. She was in communications with that Sith. Yeah. She was telling her to do these things, to go find my old apprentice and kill her. And then you will become my new apprentice and we will go and travel the galaxy together. It's so good.
Yeah.
This is good. And yeah, I mean, would I like to see more? Of course. Do I get more? No. Is that a problem? Not at all. You should be left wanting more of this.
And I feel like I did not see something of this quality in the remaining of the shorts, which made me sad. They peaked.
You're crazy. You're fucking nuts is all I'm going to fucking say.
Okay.
I thought they were all really good.
Even like this exact situation where it leaves you wanting more. There's one short in particular that jumps out at me that they do a good job of setting the stage for more, but nothing really happens.
The Trash Racers?
Not going. Yes, Richard, the Trash Racers. Yep. The fucking Wallace and Gromit Studio one. You nailed it right on the fucking head.
Is that one your favorite?
It was the Wallace and Gromit Studio.
It was Artemis Studios, I think they're called. But we're getting ahead of ourselves because now it's time for a little Katamari Damacy action within the stars. This is the two sisters on the planet that got invaded and they took all their water and made it all poison and they're all like, oh my god, we're gonna die because there's no water. But the little girl's all like, hold on, I want to paint a little thingy for mommy, and she paints a little star thing. It looks really fucking good. Like this art, like it starts off like stop motion and then it goes into this fucking like drawn, painted aesthetic where it's all just like made with stardust, and it tells the story of what happened on this fucking planet and their mother who went to go save the planet but died in the process. Oh, it's so good.
Why did you use the Katamari term?
Because there's a lot of when you see them painted, the mother I think as particularly looks like like a prince of cosmos or something.
Because like Lynn made the same analogy, and I was like, yeah, I guess you're right.
No, they definitely have. They share that aesthetic, and it's also all star based. So yeah, Katamari's gonna come to mind. Are you nuts? Oh, right, you didn't fucking watch it. Of course not.
She did have to call my attention to it in order for me to see the resemblance.
Yeah, because you didn't fucking watch it, my dude.
I didn't really play Katamari, so I didn't. I think I played the PSP one. I think.
See, me and Craig are on the same page. We only have half of the story here.
You only have half the story. Yeah, Craig never played Katamari. He didn't watch the fucking short. So
I love this one though. This one was great. This one made. I mean, honestly, a bunch of them. The second one and this one so far have made me cry.
Is this the one with the water tower?
This was the water tower. Yeah, bud.
Oh, see, I know what I'm talking about. That's it. I picked little things from each short, and the water tower was the one.
Just to prove you were there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like we were just having a conversation about it being Katamari, Richard. You should have known which one we were talking about.
I mean,
just whatever. It doesn't matter.
There were two things I pulled
Craig,
from this one.
Please hit us with the summary. Let's finish it off.
This one. Or summarize this one.
I didn't finish it. We're in the middle of it.
So there's two. Yeah, there were two sisters, and like you said, their whole planet was taken over.
I said you can skip to that part.
Okay, so
let's go to Mother's dead. What's happening now?
What happens? Oh, they run out of water. So
yeah.
So the older sister has to go get water. Where does she have to go? Into the Imperial base, which was built and has all the water, where the water tower is, and of course. Classic situation where she says to her little sister, she says, you have to stay here, like you always do, while I go and get the water.
No, I'm gonna fight. I've got Mama's power. Ugh.
And she clearly has the Force, but she's working on it, right? The older sister at this point, although was told should have the Force powers, she seems to have kind of reject the power and just wants nothing to do with it because it's what got her mother killed, was fighting back against the Empire.
We're not doing that shit.
So she doesn't want any part of that. So of course she goes to get the water, and the little sister goes and gets herself captured because that's what the little kids
do. Little kids like especially in Star Wars.
It's in everything. It's and very much in Star Wars. It's the whole plot of every episode of the Bad Batch, which is great, but it's every episode.
Oh man, it sounds like the Bad Batch is my kind of media. This shit was a show.
It's very good. What happened? Oh, she gets captured, and then they fight back, and then they blow up the water tower.
It's good. It's good. They hold hands. They do the Force. You
they
see them
both
doing
use
it on
the Force together.
You think they're doing it on the chicken robot because that's what killed their mother. But then they do like the big fucking water tower behind them and kill fucking everyone in the facility but themselves. It's so good. Oh man. And yeah, they saved the planet. I guess the planet comprised of only them two.
Two people.
The rest of them were dead. They got murdered. It was genocide. They genocided the whole planet to the point where when they see these two girls show up, they're like, "I thought you said you killed everyone." It's good. Oh man, now it's time for, I guess, as Richard puts it, my favorite. I am your mother.
Is this the pod racing or
this is what I call pod racing.
We'll call it pod racing, even though it's not.
Wallace and Gromit. The person I was watching with very excited for this one character that was on the screen talking. They opened a flight academy. Stu, I don't remember his name. I'm hoping you know more about this than I will ever remember my whole life.
Oh, what the hell's his name? He's from
Caddyshack.
No,
He's
he's
from
one of
Caddyshack,
Luke's
isn't it?
buddies or whatever. It's not
Yes,
the other
he
guy.
is.
Not Biggs, the other guy. Oh my god. Wedge. Was it Wedge Antilles?
That sounds right. Or is that the guy from Final Fantasy? I don't remember anymore.
I think it was Wedge.
Is he the ice cream man?
It might be the ice cream man.
I don't know. This one I couldn't tell you anything about at all, aside from I did not like looking at this. I absolutely hate anything Wallace and Gromit style.
Wait, really? You don't like Chicken Run?
I don't know.
I'm not a big fan of it, of the stop
okay.
motion stuff
That's
from them, to
all
be
right.
honest. I don't
Like
really
Cheese,
the style.
Gromit? Does that do anything for you?
No. Like I don't know. I think it's because the Wallace and Gromit is that like the bald man?
Yeah, that's the bald man.
Yeah, because like the bald man is so off-putting, and I associate anything I see with that style now to him, which it just leaves this like I don't want to say a nasty taste in my mouth because I'm not tasting anything, but it just leaves me disturbed, I guess, just in general. So that's why anything like this, I'm like, no, I'm out. I
That's
don't want to
fair, I guess.
look.
What about Large Marge from Pee-wee's Big Adventure? She's very of this ilk.
I also don't really like looking at her, but
Okay.
luckily it's only for like a few
She's after the first
seconds.
5 minutes of the film, so you don't really get to see her that often.
Well, that too. Oh God.
All right, I think that's fair. This wasn't my favorite. I thought it was very cute.
I thought it was
I
cute
thought
too.
it was.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
You
my-
said it was.
I would say it was one of the weaker ones, but it was still good. I enjoyed it.
I like the dog. What was his name? Z something? Zed?
It was the
Z2 or
droid.
something?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a little R2 unit, but he was a dog. Yeah, they do a race. They win the race.
Yeah, the girl is embarrassed by her mother, and then her mom shows up at the race at her flight school, and of course there's like the popular girl with like the bitchy mom, and then like
Yeah.
we've seen it before.
Yeah.
Then of course they win the
wasn't
race.
Anything new.
It was
Yeah.
and they were Twi'leks.
Very cute. But
It was cute because the mom was very like, classic like. I'm I want to be very much part of my daughter's life, but she's a teenager now and she doesn't want to see me anymore.
Yeah, it was what you expect. Watch literally anything, but made with clay.
So what was the next one?
The The next one was Journey to the Darkhead, which you might recognize as being anime.
This was the
anime.
Korra studio, I think, actually. I think that's what my friend was telling me.
Was it the Korra studio?
I think it's the Korra studio. I think that's the one.
okay, so not actually anime.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't...
I think he said this was the Korra studio.
Is this the
You'd
one
have
with
to
the
look that one
picture?
up. I usually do better with looking it up, but I forgot to do that. I got distracted. What do you mean the one with the picture? I don't know what that means. Oh, with the rocks?
Yeah,
Is that what
that
you mean?
foretells something.
Yeah. This is the one.
Okay, gotcha. That's my only key takeaway. Sorry.
Thanks for being a part, Richard. I really appreciate you joining the conversation there. I'm
Well,
gonna
it's
talk.
Star
I'll talk
Wars.
a little bit. I'll talk a little bit while Craig looks up the studio. So essentially, this one followed this woman, and she was part of this group that goes to this temple. And when it rains, for the briefest of moments, you get a glimpse of a prophecy, whether it's be the past or the future. You don't really know. You can just look at it. And she sees two figures seeming at odds with each other.
Yeah,
And-
it's Korra.
It was the Korra studio. Okay.
Also
So
Harley
pretend
Quinn.
anime. Oh, I love Harley Quinn. Didn't see a lot of Harley Quinn in this. More Korra, I guess.
Boondocks.
Oh, okay. Also pretend anime. Let's go.
Young Justice.
Yeah, that's also pretend anime. Do you have this? Do you have a name?
It's a Korean studio. Studio
Korean studio.
Mir.
Studio Mir.
MIR.
IR. That's weird because it did not look like this one was made with English voices in mind because the audio did not sync up.
Maybe it was Korean. Usually, I mean, I don't know. It's fine.
Because all the ones so far, they were definitely different studios from different countries, but no audio issues whatsoever. For this one, the mouth movements did not match the voices. So that's interesting. Anyway, the lady, she's at this temple. She sees this image. She goes, "This is stupid." Because above them, they have these heads, a light head and a dark head. And she believes if she takes out the dark, they can use the information that they're getting from the light head to win the war. I'm sure that makes sense in Star Wars. Whatever war this fucking is, Craig, please help me.
I don't know at this point. Who the hell knows what
Okay.
war? There's always a war going on. I don't know what era this takes place in.
Okay.
Maybe it's the Clone
Jedi
Wars.
still exists.
I don't know.
I know that much.
So maybe it's the Clone Wars. I don't know.
Maybe the Clone Wars. I'm going to say Clone Wars, final answer. Jedi is still there. They exist. They're losing, though. So she goes on this mission. She asked the Jedi if she can go on this mission, and they say, "Yeah, take this stupid idiot boy with you. His name is Towel or something. I don't remember his name. Towel, and he's like your little angsty anime protagonist boy who was like, and all my other Jedi friends were killed by this Sith guy, but he let me live because he felt so much anger in me. I'm so angry and sad about it, but I'll go with you on this mission. Angst. And when they're journeying to the heads, they of course run into the Sith guy who killed everyone and wanted him to be his apprentice. So he, of course, gets to a big battle with him, and he's just like, yeah, come on, buddy. I'll maybe chop your arm off or something. You can join me. You'll be my apprentice. And then later on down the line, you can kill me. It'd be great. Just what we do, us crazy Sith boys. And while that's happening, the girl's like, all right, I got these bombs and this parachute. I'm going to blow up the head. And then it's like, oh, no, there's like light in the dark head, and there's dark in the light head. It's almost like there's a balance in the force that needs to be maintained. That's weird. I guess I won't blow up any of these. Oh, look, that's a bad guy. Let me blow him up. Ba-boom. She blows him up. Which gives the Jedi boy like the opportunity to chop off his head. And he does. Which I guess is fine. I don't know. Are you allowed to just kill them? That's fine, right?
They
Like,
do
what's
that
the
all
difference?
the time. Yeah.
Yeah, what's the difference between doing this because he's not an apprentice yet? He's allowed to chop off his fucking head. Like, what is the rules here?
Oh no,
Craig?
they're only
What
allowed
is-
to chop off their head if everybody's chopping
long-
people up. It doesn't matter. They,
as long as you
they're
don't do
not
it in
like-
anger, it's fine.
They're not like the cops where you have to subdue a guy. They'll just kill him willy nilly. Oh, it's fine.
All right, cool. Well, no, my main thing is like usually like the whole initiation of the Sith is you got to kill your fucking master, and he was clearly grooming this child to become a Sith. So why does he not automatically get some kind of Sith
'Cause he didn't
privilege
kill
here
him
for
in
chopping
anger,
his head off.
I guess, like
Okay,
he
so
said,
it was
yeah.
the anger thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, they chop a guy's head off. They parachute down the bottom, and they're like, I wonder what other wacky adventures we're gonna get up to. And then they leave. Again, it wasn't bad. I enjoyed it enough. But yeah, it wasn't my favorite.
Where do we go from here? Is it the hooker one?
No, there was no hooker one, believe it or not. But it was definitely my actual favorite of the group.
Is this the dancer one?
This was the spy dancer.
I like this one a lot.
So good.
I like this one a lot, actually. It's very
And
good.
Richard peeked up for it. He has a nickname for it. So please, Richard, hit us with it.
This was my second favorite one, in which we have how you say, ladies of the night entertaining
Nope, not those.
entertaining a bunch of stormtroopers. And then there's one lady who I guess is doing like the most Cirque du Soleil thing in the world, in which she's like ribboning from the ceiling. And next thing you know, something catches her eye, in which it's a man? Yeah, a man catches her eye. And she falls and almost dies. But it's okay, because this is what we have stuntmen for.
But whoa, why did that man catch her eye, Richard?
I think it stole her baby, or it was her baby. One or the other. I'm not sure which.
She believed it was the man who stole her baby and set, her town, pillage her town and stole her child. Because again,
She's
it's
a rebel.
Star Wars.
Yeah, and these people who are putting on the show are actually part of the Rebel Alliance and are getting information. They have
They're gathering intel and putting trackers on all the stormtroopers that are stupid enough to get trackers put on them. Yeah.
Especially the one that was in his helmet. Like you don't think you'd fucking notice that? It's like,
I know, right?
what's this thing?
Moron.
But they are pretty dumb. I mean, we know that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's canon right
Yeah,
there.
It's very canon.
Yeah, none of this didn't make sense. It's all tracked.
Oh, I get it. It all tracked. That's good.
Yeah.
Where do we go from here? I don't know.
Okay, so we go to the part where she's falling. She's falling and she's caught by there's a younger girl. She wants to really be a part of this whole thing, but she's saying no.
Was that her daughter?
No, that was not her daughter. That was just a child that she takes care of.
But they had the same eyes and skin.
That's racism.
She might
That's
have
what
been.
that is, and I will not be a part of that.
She might have been part of her same race of alien, because they
Race.
were obviously, they had horns. These people.
they were both the same
They weren't human.
people, but
Wait, they weren't
related.
human?
No,
They were not human. No,
They looked human to me.
They were very humanoid.
They were like red skin and had devil horns. What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't think I noticed the horns. I think that maybe I just thought it was part of their outfits.
I think maybe you didn't watch.
if you watch the whole thing, at the God.
No, really? I thought that oh, never mind.
Anyway, after she falls to the ground, she doesn't tell she doesn't tell her people what's happening. She just tells everyone to get out. But you see the flashback, and she's just ready to assassinate this guy. So she goes back out there, put out the show, and she gets her little fucking Assassin's Creed blade. And she goes to kill him, and then she stops because it's not the same man. And after she stops to kill him, he goes, "Oh, you're one of those stupid rebel idiots. I know what your deal is, man. Let's kill her." And she does like a bunch of flips and shit, and she's kicking so much ass. And while she's doing that, she's about to die, but then her younger friend comes back, and she does a lot of really cool shit. I'm sorry. She like comes down on the ribbon, grabs like a fucking sniper rifle from one of the stormtroopers, and like sets herself up on the ribbon to start sniping people from the fucking sky. It's so good. This whole thing was so fucking good. But it turns out the person that she thought was the person that kidnapped her son is actually her son, all grown up now, 20 years later, and he has risen in the ranks of the Imperial Army. And she now kind of like makes it her mission to let it be known that, you were my son. They took you from me. What are they doing to you? Because they stole him. They like took out his eyeball. They brainwashed him. They even took away his like features, like his horn and shit. To
Maybe
make him
that's
seem
why
like
I thought he was human.
no, because you don't
Did
see.
they take away his horns?
They did at the end of the short. You see him take off the hat, and his horns are gone. There's like little indents where they were. Because they were telling him that the guy who kidnapped him was his father. And he was following his footsteps, and the whole indoctrination
I didn't
thing.
notice that I thought he just had the horns. I just thought.
No, they were taken away. Because by the end of it, she puts a tracker on him, and she leaves him with this thing she was carrying the whole time, And it turns out to be a hollow locket, I guess, with a picture of him in it as a baby. And that's kind of where it leaves you off on, like her making her escape with members of the resistance, the rebels or whatever, and going, I'm going to find him one day. And I gave him the means to find me. And it's just like, boom. The story right there.
It was really good. Very emotional.
Yeah. Next one, pretty emotional. The Bandits of Golak.
This one sucked.
I bet you this is how Rich's mom feels about him.
Wait.
Wait,
What? Yeah, what?
What does that mean?
She wants to see him more. And he's just like, I'm part of the Empire, Mom.
Oh, wait, you're talking about Spy Dancer?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Okay. Is that true, Richard? Are you part of the Empire?
Okay, so like the more I think about this, it's like when my mom gives me like a Jesus coin or something, and she's all like, she just gives it to me, hoping that I like keep it with me, just so that I can, maybe one day the Lord's wealth is gonna rub onto me or something.
Do you have a pile of Jesus coins somewhere?
I don't have a
Lord's
pile.
wealth isn't gonna rub on you, but GameStop says.
I mean, like, I guess more so the thing is that, like, my mom always has hope that I'll come back to the church, maybe. Like, maybe that's the proper analogy. I don't know.
A coin's not gonna talk you into it. They gotta give you fucking, like, get like a soda machine in there or something.
It's like when I got my car, because, like, it was originally my parents' car, but my mom hid these, like, coins that are supposed to be, like, for the patron saint of, like, safety or something, or driving safe. I don't know what it is exactly. But, like, she has these coins just in the car.
Was that a thing back in the... Was that in the Bible? The patron saint of driving safe?
I was thinking about it. I'm just like, there's probably, like, a patron saint of travel is more than likely what it is.
Oh, shit, I think that's the wording.
Has been adapted into more so...
I mean, they had like horses and shit, I guess.
Yeah, no, but I'm sure it's the patron saint of travel. I'm sure.
I can say that, St. Christopher, the patron saint of travelers. And I can tell you, it was definitely my brain adapting the coin to
I
things.
think that's
and
fine,
not just,
because that's the intent, is you're doing it in the car.
Yeah. It's just my brain adapting things, not that people are actually creating coins saying this is the patron saint of driving safe. Yeah. It's just my own mind saying that, Craig. Just to
the sentiment stands, though.
Yeah.
If anything, I think Craig is in the wrong for not thinking about it for like a second.
But yeah. Can we talk about the worst one?
We're going to jump to the pit? Let's talk about the Bandits of Golak first.
The pit was my third favorite one. The Bandits one, all I remember is a Jedi grandma, and that just took me completely out of the one that I didn't even care for.
Which one are we doing? Are we on which number?
The Bandits of Golak. It was from 88 Pictures.
It was
the Mumbai studio, the stop motion one that was made to look a lot like the Clone Wars style.
Yes.
That's probably why I hated it.
It's probably why you hated it. Yeah,
I like this too.
I watched enough of it to like it too. Yeah, this was good. I didn't love it, but it was really good.
Again, it was one of those situations where people are getting kidnapped.
Yeah, no, that's fucking most of these fucking things, Craig. That's why I had to bring it up, because I'm like, God, you gotta stop with the fucking children kidnapping on both sides. It's like everyone makes out the Sith to be the bad guys, but it's fucking like the Jedi over here stealing as much children, maybe more. Yes, you're right, more children. That's why fucking Anakin did what he did. They took so many children.
Fucking Jeffrey Epstein in the
Stop.
Is he still doing things? I keep seeing him trending on Twitter.
Epstein? Yeah, he's doing a lot.
I only remember. I forgot about the guy until I saw a picture of him with Trump on Twitter.
Quick. Wait. Just hanging around.
Oh, I get it.
All right, sorry.
Well, what do you see, Craig?
I saw a picture of him with Trump on Twitter, and
oh yeah, that's been around forever.
Yeah, no, but I guess I had never seen it, but it was just on Twitter.
You know, he's been very open about talking about him and Epstein. That's not like news.
Yeah, I know.
Yes. They were buddies. Because, you know, when you're a star, you know, you can do whatever you want to people.
Can I shout out another podcast?
Sure. Is it good?
Now, the thing is, I went to Twitter to search for Jeffrey Epstein to see what he's up to, and I found Jeffrey R. Epstein, who hosts the D23 Inside Disney podcast.
That's rough, huh?
Don't worry, in his profile, he has not that Jeffrey
Not that.
Epstein.
Yeah, I figured that's what I would do too.
There's an episode of Seinfeld with that. Like, there's a guy. I don't forget his name, but he was like the name of like the same name as like
I'm
a
trying to
murderer.
remember too. Yeah.
And Elaine was they were picking new names for him. Forget.
Was he Dahmer? No.
No. It was someone I actually had never even heard of aside from
Bundy.
It was Bundy.
No, it wasn't Bundy. It's not a Seinfeld podcast. It's a fucking Disney sometimes podcast.
I like how this man's social media on every platform, he makes sure to qualify, not that Jeffrey
You
Epstein.
have to, because otherwise people will yell at you for doing things. Like, because that's what people do on the internet a lot of the time.
It's very true.
Anyway, the Bandits of Galak has a brother and a sister. And the sister is clearly what do you call her? What do you call them, Craig? When are they
Force sensitive?
Force usatives? What is the difference here? Is there a difference?
Force sensitive. That's
Sensitive, okay. And she is not afraid to use the Force
Yeah,
at any given fucking
it's like
moment.
you think the first time she fucking did it, they'd be like, "Don't fucking do that shit."
Don't fucking do that shit. Yeah, because they're on a train, and the brother goes to get her a lollipop, and as soon as he gets up, she like force fucking grabs a flute out of his backpack, and everyone in the train sees it, and they're like, "Holy shit, this little girl! Can we get some? Yeah, you in the white. Can you get over here? This girl, she knows what the Force is, and she's doing some magic shit. Now give me my money, please." and it's just that. It's that for a couple times because she keeps using the Force, and people keep seeing it, and people keep showing up to take her away because of it. And it ends with them getting to this like really cool looking area. I don't know what it is.
Call it a nice
It's
outdoor
like-
cantina.
Like a nice outdoor cantina, and she once again uses the Force to bring her brother a plate of, let's call it spaghetti, because I don't know, I'm sure it's some kind of Indian dish. And this
alien
brings a
dish,
group
too.
of, what do you call them, Inquisitors?
They
Craig,
were
is that what they're
Inquisitors.
called?
Yes, it was an Inquisitor.
Yes! And they show up,
Well,
and they get all
a Inquisitor with his
a Inquisitor with
henchman.
yeah. And he shows up, and he gets a little inquisitive on them, asking them a bunch of questions. And then all of a sudden, all the plates of spaghetti rise and fall on everyone.
And she's
And,
like, "I didn't do that."
I didn't do that. I fucking come on now. I can pull a flute, no problem. And it turns out the old lady that runs the place is a Jedi. And I guess she cuts the guy's head off, but not in anger, so it's okay.
She got a good fight scene though. This old
it was
lady
really
was like, it's like fat old lady.
I
She kicked ass. She was.
That's the thing, right? Like that's what Yoda fucking was old.
That's
as
what I'm saying.
fucking
That's why
balls.
the
Yeah.
Jedi, don't fucking matter.
They age like wine. Let's
do.
go.
They don't
Why are they
lose
bothering
it.
with children? Kidnap old people who are force sensitive, you fucking morons. Fuck, you probably have a chance, you idiot.
Well, that's because they've been training since they were kidnapped as children. That's why she's so good.
Yeah, they probably always kidnap
Actually,
children, right?
what's so strange is I'm pretty sure you're supposed to kidnap them really, really young.
Like younger than what they're doing in here?
Younger than what they're doing here.
How would you even know?
That's because Anakin was pretty old when he was kidnapped.
Oh, that was the problem. Oh, well, yeah, it's hard to indoctrinate and not indoctrinate. It's hard to indoctrinate them when they already have some sense of self-worth, right? Makes sense. That makes sense. So yeah, she steals the child at the end, believe it or not.
So and she leaves her brother, and the flute comes back though.
Yeah, and he grabs it and says, "May the 20th be with you," and then they ends the scene with him walking away playing the flute. It was cute. It really was. But, as cute as kidnapping can be.
I thought it was sad too. He left her brother.
Yeah, it was sad. But like all of these, whenever it is sad
it's a
though
Jedi
doing
when you
the
get
kidnapping.
it's always sad when somebody gets kidnapped.
Yeah, it usually is. But it always ends on a hopeful note. It goes. It ends with that, and like the fucking Sith one where it just ends in silence.
So who's the next one?
Really showing your colors here. Oh, this is Richard's third favorite, so I'm going to let him take it away. Richard, please hit us with The Pit, if you don't mind.
The reason why I really like this one is because there was a big pit, and I have very fond memories of Casca singing a song saying about how he was in the pit. I don't remember when he sang the song, but do you remember this, Casca?
No! Fucking
was in
I mean,
the
I feel
pit.
like I'm in a hole all the time.
Is this
in
Parks
the
and
pit.
Rec? I think it's Parks and Rec.
Oh, shit! That might have been it.
Andy was
And
singing
then-
in the pit.
Yeah, and
Pit.
I don't remember why he was singing it. I feel like we were playing something mindless, like maybe Minecraft or something.
Probably.
And yeah, he just kept singing about the pit, and it brought back those fond memories of Casca singing. So
Of
that's
being
why
the
I
pit.
like this.
Yeah, I didn't remember that at all. I remembered Holes, starring Shia LaBeouf.
This is closer to holes, actually.
It is very close to Holes.
Shit, you're right. In Holes, which we will cover maybe even next week.
Yeah, that's true. We can do that, can't we?
You're supposed to dig a hole that's like really far into the ground. But in this universe, in Star Wars land, we have a lot of people digging a really big hole. So it's multiplying the force factor.
I think the thing is they cheated because in Holes, they built very specific holes very far away from each other. But this was as if they already knew where they were digging because they knew where to find the kyber crystals. I think that's what they were looking for. So they just had everyone build and dig in one spot like they did when they found something in Holes.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is literally Holes.
Now in Holes, they also get trapped in a hole, right? Or am I crazy?
I don't remember Holes that well, so maybe you're crazy. Not mutually exclusive, I'm not gonna lie, but
This was kind of dark though when they that they just fucking left them. These fucking like empire.
oh yeah, once they hit the bedrock, the Empire are just like, all right, you're
Bye.
free to go. Die in this hole later, losers. And they were they were digging up the crystals to build a city. I guess they built a city out of crystals. I don't.
Yeah.
Is that Star Wars? Is that what they do?
Well,
with
the
the
kyber
crystals?
crystals are very powerful, but they also kyber crystals are for what the lightsabers are used for,
Yeah.
and they also powered the Death Star.
Okay, so they powered a city with like two of them, and they took the rest, I guess, to power Death Star. How many crystals powered the Death Star? Did they say?
Might have been one big crystal.
That's some crystal.
How do they make it levitate though? Out in space.
Everything levitates in space.
It's space.
Space.
There's a lot of
Did the-
fiction in Star Wars, but that one isn't one of them.
Did the Death Star have engines?
All science.
Like, did the Death Star actually like move through space, or did it just teleport?
It moved.
Okay.
It has exhaust. I know that.
Oh, you're right. That's where they put the hole, right?
It's where they kept their womp rats.
I don't know what those are.
I don't know either.
Wait, I know what they are because I think there was a womp rat in this one that helped a man go to
that was
safety.
that was not a womp rat. That was a mole, and he was
What's the
building
difference?
It's like a mole
What's the difference
armadillo
between
thing.
It's a
Oh.
badger mole. Badger mole.
Badger mole.
You sure this wasn't the one by the Avatar studio?
No, we already looked it up. I was right.
I know it. I just like badger moles.
But yeah, a
Two
man,
lovers.
he ends up getting out of the hole thanks to the womp rat. And
Yeah.
then he goes to the city and tries to get the entire city to help him. But everyone
Yeah.
thinks that he's a crazy person, so they don't want to, help him. But there are stormtroopers that realize that what he is saying is the truth and he's a menace to society. So they end up trying to capture him, and they do, and they throw him back into the pit, but he dies because it was a really long drop.
It's a really long drop.
Yeah.
I didn't think they were gonna kill him. I thought oh man, they're gonna he's just gonna maybe break a leg or something, but he fucking died.
I was
Break a
really
leg,
glad.
Greg.
that
I know
he did.
it was a big drop, but this is
Holy
it's a cartoon, so
It's a cartoon.
people
I
survive.
was worried. I was worried in the second episode that the girl was gonna turn away from the Sith and just join her friends, and I was worried about this one in which that the guy he was gonna survive after the fall. So I like
that probably would have been worse. Yeah.
I like the realism that they had in these shorts. That's probably the best thing that I could say about these.
What a weird thing to say about these.
Well, actually, you know what? The realism goes completely out the window because once he's dead, they're like, shit, what do we do? And they're all like, you know what? We follow the light. And they just start chanting, follow the light, until it makes so much of a ruckus that the entire town has to find out what's happening.
I don't think them saying anything did anything. I think that what he did got people to go out there to check.
I think it was the chanting.
I think it was a little column A, column B. I think him telling them that there was children in there got people really riled up. And then the chanting began, and they probably heard it faintly and followed it. And they were like, oh, fuck. Because let's face it, I don't think you're going to walk into the desert and just find the hole. I think being able to hear where the hole is helped a lot for them finding it and strengthening their resolve to get to the hole and take out the stormtroopers that were quote unquote guarding the hole. It was only 2 of them, but still, it's more than,
Push those fuckers in the hole.
I was surprised they didn't push them in the hole. They just kind of let them leave, which, I guess good for them. But I feel like when you get that many people riled up, especially about something like children endangerment, unless it's, the Jedi doing the endangering, people have a problem with it. And yeah, they rescued him. They got him out of the hole.
How did they get them out of the hole?
They got ships.
This is Star Wars.
Oh,
They're just
shit.
spaceships and shit. They could.
I'm seeing that now. I decided to go watch it again.
You should have saw it while you watched it the first time, but I guess
I was trying to prove Craig wrong mainly, but I don't see any evidence
prove him wrong in what regard?
that it was the chanting. And I'm seeing this now, and I see that it actually started raining. And at first, I thought that the rain was just going to fill up the hole and, float them to safety.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Yeah,
Need a lot of rain though.
too much rain, I think.
Yeah, more than I think the world could spare at that moment. So, they are in the desert. Don't get me wrong; it rains in the desert, but not that much.
Man. Anyway,
yeah. Then we made it to the final short, Ow Song,
the one with the stuffies.
The one with the stuffy. This one, God, I love the look of this one. Another stop motion, but it was all made with stuffed animals, and it was so fucking colorful. It was so good.
Cute.
It was very cute. So this one followed these let's say bear creatures with dreadlocks, and they spend their lives mining the kyber crystals out of this mountain. However, I guess the Sith stopped by or something, and they've all been corrupted. The entire mountain is just filled with very volatile, corrupted red kyber crystals. And Al, she's like this little girl. She's having a good time, and she just feels this. She resonates with the crystals, and she just wants to sing them a little song. And every time she sings, the crystals are so volatile they fucking explode. So her father keeps going, "Stop it, Al! No, no, stop that." But Al is she's compelled. She hears them calling to her, the whole mountain worth of crystals. So she escapes from her father's grasp and sneaks into their little mining operation. And she goes into the mountain. She sings a little song to all the crystals. Until her dad shows up and interrupts her mid-song, which of course caused the entire mountain to just go fucking ballistic. And they end up, I don't remember why, but they end up falling somehow, right? I remember right, because part of it does explode.
And they're running across the bridge, and the bridge gives out, and he starts to fall, and then she starts to grab him, and she can't, and then they both fall. The Jedi comes out of nowhere and saves them.
Yes, because you know where this is going, ladies and gentlemen. So the Jedi comes out, saves them, lets Ao sing her little song, and she resonates with all the crystals, and she purifies both fucking mountains. And then that Jedi lady's like, another one for the pile, my boys. Let's go. and she of course takes Ao into her ship, and they go explore the galaxy together. By that I mean probably throws her to a fucking temple somewhere and alone in the dark. Indoctrinizes her into the fucking way of the Force. Or the fuck they do, I don't know, man.
Yoda.
With Yoda and his ilk. Oh man. Yeah, it wasn't the best one, but it was cute looking.
It was probably my favorite art style of all of them.
I can see that, and I'm okay with that. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's Star Wars vision.
We did do
it. Let's do a count. Let's see. First one doesn't have child kidnapping, but there's a good chance she was kidnapped as a child, right?
Well, then you're always going to have one in every single one.
Okay, so we're not going to count that one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Second,
Only child
yes.
kidnappings that we witnessed.
Absolutely. In the stars, no child kidnapping, just genocide, different crime. I Am Your Mother. She probably biological mother, right? Like
Yeah,
It's fine.
They're both Twily or whatever. Journey to the Dark Head. Kidnapping. Okay. Starting pretty strong at the beginning. We only had one instance.
Uh-oh.
Spy Dancer. Kidnapping. The Bandits of Galak. Kidnapping. Pit. A lot of people took in. Not kidnapping, though. Empire did steal a whole group of people, though. Children were involved.
No, I would say that this has escalated to trafficking, not kidnapping.
Okay. Trafficking.
That's trafficking.
Okay, when it's enough people, it's trafficking. Okay.
Yes.
It also became slaves.
Well, hold on, because it's all the same group of people stealing a bunch of children. Is this now trafficking? What are we doing here?
It was the Empire, it's not the Sith stealing them. The Sith is...
Oh, okay, you're right. You're right, all right. When the Empire does it, it's trafficking, but when the Sith do it, it's more individual cases. Are we okay with that?
Yeah.
We can agree? Okay.
Yeah, because I feel that kidnapping is more targeted. Trafficking is more general.
I think they're both targeted. But
I was going to say, they're definitely both targeted for sure, because you hear about like women going to their cars and they're leaving notes and then they get pulled in a parking lot. It's still a part of trafficking. They're taking them elsewhere.
Well, when I hear trafficking, I expect
I think
a lot of individuals. Kidnapping, I view as more singular.
In trafficking, I feel like you then become a slave in the end.
Okay.
In kidnapping, you become... I mean, who knows? Like, whatever the person decides is different. I don't know.
So how do you
This is a weird
find
discussion.
slave stew? Okay, but Ao Song definitely kidnapping. So yeah, they trick you into just squeezing one in the beginning, and then they really backload it, huh? Oh man, Star Wars never change.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we got that. It feels so weird to be back like this because we haven't recorded in a month in reality due to the fan meetup, but now we're going to be more so doing this on a regular basis, but I feel like we were just kind of thrown off with the big break, even though we still released on a normal schedule.
Which part was thrown off? Which part are you thrown off about? I thought this was a great episode. We talked about kidnapping. Craig talked about kissing fans. You got screamed at. You talked about the patron train of driving.
I guess it was more so really difficult for me to pay attention during this because I didn't have to watch something in like a month. So I have to get into the real swing of that
now he's
cadence.
speaking nonsense, so I'm going to fucking stop talking to him. Look at Craig.
Hi.
Don't worry. Okay. Well,
don't worry about what? What am I supposed to worry about, Richard?
I don't know. I'm just thinking about how excited I am for next week's episode because not only are we going to cover Cadet Kelly, but by the time we do the next episode, I will have seen the Mario movie and I can tell you all about it. Or at least like, a general, yeah, it was
Greg already
fine.
talked about the Mario movie.
Yeah, but now you can... I want to talk to Craig about. Or is this another thing I have to talk to Craig with off
Probably
the podcast?
talk to Craig about it off the podcast. There's not really any room for a. I'm sorry,
It is nice
Mario
sometimes
movie?
to talk off the podcast about things. That's why, like, you hadn't even heard anything about my trip because you never even asked.
I was waiting for this moment because you went to Disneyland. What better place to talk about Disneyland than on our Disney podcast?
No, but you talked about it and that was fine. But then you started asking him things not related to Disney. And that was the problem. Then you got upset about it.
I'll save those for later.
Later can be in like 5 minutes if you just end the fucking episode.
No, I have to go eat dinner. So, Craig, we're going to talk about this maybe in 2 weeks. I'll ask you after the next podcast.
You can talk to him. You can talk to him while you make and eat dinner.
No, I can't.
Yes, you can.
I'm not going to be at my computer.
There's a whole man that's involved.
Lynn, listen to this part of the podcast. Tell him it's okay to talk to his friend. Lynn.
There's a whole man involved in the stories that I can't even talk about on the podcast.
You're not talking about it on the podcast anyway.
Fine. Whatever. Dunce number 1 signing off. Good night and good bless.
Craig Stew, and I'm leaving too.
And I'm the 4th one, and not one of you fuckers said and also with you. Go fuck yourselves. Every time I talked about the 20th, you're all assholes. I'm done with this shit. Ass lickers. Fucking dicks. I feel ripped off.
Of all the classic Disney stories, of all the miraculous adventures, of all the magical tales, there has never been anything like Enchanted.
Thank you.
Because no other story has ever taken you
Edward, we need help!
to a land as strange and terrifying as ours.
Oh my. I was wondering if one of you might direct me to the castle.
Watch it, will you?
Grumpy. Nobody's been very nice to me.
Yeah, well, welcome to New York.
Thank you.
This is how I will rescue you!
Now,
Who's gonna rescue me?
I seek a beautiful girl.
I'd like to find one of them too, you know?
Their world and our world
I think she may be a real princess.
are about to collide.
All right, everyone. Let's tidy things up.
Oh my gosh.
And nothing will ever be the same. This Thanksgiving,
How does she know?
Don't sing. It's okay. You know, let's just walk.
one ordinary man will have to get them back home before time runs out.
Magic Mirror, I beg you. Tell me where she is.
Reporting from 116th and Broadway.
116th and Broadway. Thank you, Mirror.
Walt Disney Pictures presents the motion picture event of the holidays.
You've met your match, foul beast!
Are you crazy? Nobody stabs my bus. Don't you run away from me.
Crazy, tight wearing.